Welcome to Conversations That Build, where we sit with leader, visionary, and women who are building modern success. They are building legacy. Today, I'm honored to sit with Sabrina Lespier. She's running her business alongside her husband. So, welcome, Sabrina,
Thank
and
you.
I'm happy to have you today.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, Sabrina, before the title, who was Sabrina?
So I'm originally from Belize. I came here in 2020 when COVID happened. And, before PHP, I was in hospitality and tourism. So I come from a very small island. So, it's like all tourist based and stuff. So that's, pretty much a little background on me.
Okay, that's moving here. It's like kind of a lot of courage. Moving here during the COVID time, like everything was down and
Yeah.
just start over and here you go.
Yes, exactly.
So, what insecurity did you have to outgrow?
What insecurities I had to outgrow?
Mhm.
I would say like unworthiness, undeserving. So like a lot of the times when I was first introduced to like entrepreneurship and stuff,
Mhm.
my husband actually took me to one of the vaults with PBD.
Mhm.
And I remember like being in the room and we would go into like little sections
Mhm.
and I remember feeling like, okay, I don't think I belong here. I don't think
Okay.
like, I don't know if this is like, I'm good enough for this and stuff. So that was something that I had to unlearn, and an insecurity that I had to like get over.
Okay. Okay. So I think like this happened to a lot of women too,
Yeah.
especially when they are in a space where male dominate, and also you feel like, okay, I can do this, or
Mhm.
okay, I feel like you don't deserve to be here.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like the people like around you, or like the society too, sometimes when you're this kind of complexity.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree.
Okay, what season of your life are you currently in?
I would say I'm in a very intentional season of my life. Like, like I'm building a business with my husband, I'm building a marriage, building a family. So for me, um, I don't want to I don't want to go through life randomly, so I'm very intentional with everything, with my choices, with what we're building. So I would say intentional.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's a really good thing. And yeah, in 2026,
Yes.
yeah, if someone described you in 3 words, what would you hope they say?
I would say devoted, intentional, and I would say I would hope that they'd see me as loyal.
Okay.
Mm.
Yes, loyal, it's very important.
Yes, loyalty is very important.
Yes, so you present yourself with such clarity and structure.
Mhm.
What was that, natural or something you had to learn?
Definitely something I had to learn.
Since it was something that you have to learn, what is one professional mistake that shaped you?
I would say learning not to be so reactive to things. My husband helped a lot with that because obviously as women we're naturally emotional,
Mhm.
and it's easy to react sometimes on things. So one mistake that I would say I had to learn to get over would be being able to control my emotions.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Especially in
something that
business.
in business, and that's something that women have to work on it.
Yes.
With me, I do work on that too, because I was so like impulsive.
Yes.
Yes. What's one challenge women face in professional spaces that people don't talk about it enough?
That's a good question,
Mhm.
actually. And I feel like, I can't speak for every woman, but I'd say it's similar to what we just spoke about. I think emotions, like our emotions are,
Mhm.
we're women, we're emotional. And
When pressure hits, what grounds you?
I would say my faith, my relationship with Jesus is definitely the number one that I would say that grounds me when pressure hits. And number two would be my marriage. Like my husband, he's very stoic, and he's very, he's not, his emotions doesn't go crazy when pressure comes. Like he's very calm.
Even time.
And I feel like that is very important for me because, again, like I'm an emotional person, I'm very expressive. And so having that person who's just calm and collective, I would say, it grounds me.
Yes,
Yes.
that's good. Building a business together as a couple sounds beautiful, but it can also be intense. How do you protect your marriage while growing your business?
So I would say, number one, keeping God first, like, having God be the foundation of our marriage and our business. They go hand in hand. Like if the business is not okay, sometimes that can drip into the marriage, or if the marriage is not okay, then it can drip into the business. So I would say remembering your why and remembering the end goal that you guys have together. And there's a really good book. It's called Multi-Million Dollar Power Couple. I actually just read it a month ago, and it actually spoke a lot about that, how you protect your marriage. Because business is up and down, and sometimes if we're not, I guess the best way I would say it is the same way that we treat our marriage, we would treat the business. So, for example, like I know how my husband is. Like he's, for me, the leader in the family. Identifying what your partner needs and not forgetting that in those moments where sometimes it can become intense, and remembering how to
Handle.
navigate
Okay.
a man's needs and a woman's needs, because the marriage and the business, it ties in together.
Okay. What has entrepreneurship revealed about your relationship?
What has entrepreneurship revealed about my relationship? That there's always room for improvement. I'll say that much. Obviously, like marriage alone is hard, or being in a relationship alone is hard, and business is hard, and it's really just you're never going to have it all figured out. There's always room for improvement. And I think, if you just continue to grow to be the best version of yourself, then
What has building together taught you about love? Building together, what this taught you about love?
that it's definitely not just about love. uh, so I would say that it's definitely not just about love, but there's so much more. Respect is a big one.
What version of Sabrina had to die for this one to exist?
I would say the self-doubt, like not feeling like I belong here, the not feeling like I'm good enough to be here, I think would be the Sabrina that had to die for this Sabrina to come out. Yes.
Okay. Has a woman building business alongside your husband? What kind of example do you want to set for other women that are watching you?
So, just going back to like with corporate America, you know, just like with normal jobs, you notice a lot of the times that they don't always include like spouses. You don't always include, like your husband or your wife, whether it's like at a Christmas party or whether it's just that it's just for some reason couples, you're not very seen in corporate America. And so for me, I think that there's such a beautiful thing when a man and woman comes together and they're building something, because that you always hear you can't work with your family, you can't
Yes.
work with your wife. And for me, it's like you actually can, if you have if you have an aligned vision, and you guys are working towards something beautiful. I think that like this is possible. Like there's nothing more beautiful than building something with your family, building something with your spouse. When there's an alignment within a marriage, I think that it's very
Sabrina, thank you for your honesty and your clarity. So our conversations that remind us that success isn't loud but intentional. If this conversation spoke to you, just share it with someone that you know who are building the next level. It was Conversations That Build, hosted by Bergeline. See you until next time.